Greetings all! Today, we will be examining the rare Water Ice type Pokemon Lapras, the Transport Pokémon. Renowned for their use in transportation across the world, Lapras are benevolent creatures that can easily prove to be both a great friend to have around and a hardy combatant that can take hits and dish them out just as well both up close and afar. Lapras possess a bright light blue hide on their frame that covers most of their back and head with some dark blue spots along their frame, their underbelly, front neck, and chin areas being a pale beige color that complements the rest of their form. They have a large gray shell on their back that offers them some minor protection, being the only part of their outward body that is hard and fairly difficult to breach. They have a series of 4 flippers on their body, 2 small ones in the back next to their small tail, and 2 larger ones they use as their primary front appendages, which are strong enough to help them swim at surprising speeds in the water. They have a fairly large head with spiral-shaped ears and calm gray eyes, further possessing a small central horn in the middle of their face and a large mouth with many sharp, needle-like teeth on the inside. Lapras are amazing creatures that are well known across the world for their impressive powers and abilities and their deceiving intelligence and kind hearts, in particular being among the kindest in the world, gladly lending their body and services to those that need them at any time. These mammals are among the last of their kind and are unique in their intelligence in that they can use a special sort of telepathy to understand the words of others, allowing them to readily understand any Pokemon they come across, and in turn, any human language that is used to communicate with them. This intelligence translates into their body form and behavior as well, as these creatures rarely ever attack others and will thus tend to remain placid as much as they can, often using their beautiful singing voices when in a good mood to call out to others and soothe them with a melody that is both happy and sad at the same time, though they will not hesitate to lash out at those that try to harm those they are caring for, even if it means putting their own lives in danger. This rarely goes well for said assailants, as while these creatures have huge hearts and are very gentle towards those they interact with, they have a lot of power and a variety of both physical and special attacks at their disposal, and are strong enough to make the most of them in any fight. This can be seen in their abilities primarily, as these creatures are able to absorb water to heal their energy like some other water types, and have their thick shell for protection, granting them access to the water absorb and shell armor abilities as base abilities, while their penchant for healing themselves with water can also occasionally be strong enough to handle status conditions as well, granting them access to the hydration ability as a hidden ability. In terms of stats, in looking at Lapras, while they do have access to a lot of decent and powerful attacks, these creatures underperform slightly in most of their stats, though their hard shell grants them some considerable resilience against special attacks, and their thick, blubber-laden bodies make them incredibly hardy and capable of taking a lot of damage. This grants them above-average base HP and special defense stats for a fully evolved Water and Ice-type Pokemon, with them further possessing the highest base HP stat out of all Ice-type Pokemon, and the highest base stat total tied with Vanillux out of all non-legendary Ice-type Pokemon. As such, while they might not be the most dangerous of bruisers, these beasts are still deceptively powerful and definitely worth looking out for when and if they hit the battlefield. Sadly, as great as Lapras are, for much of their modern history, these creatures were on the verge of extinction thanks to human practices. For some time, these beasts were hunted voraciously for their blubber for use as heating oil and their sweet meat, to the point where the entire species was nearly wiped off the face of the planet, leaving only a population of a few hundred globally at their worst. This is a terrible crime, as these creatures usually do nothing to attack and harm humans, and humans use their kind-hearted natures against them, taking advantage and making it so the creatures were almost considered by some to be as rare as legendaries. However, conservation efforts over the last 2 decades or so have seen a huge spike in their populations, causing areas that are rich with them to often be completely devoid of fish as they have cleared the place out. But they are still quite rare and hard to get a hold of in many cases. Today, in modern times, they are often valued and revered for their willingness to transport just about anyone across bodies of water out of their kindness of their hearts, their shell providing a sturdy seat for seagoers that are looking to cross water to find lands beyond the shores of their homes and environments. Because of this, Lapras are often used as transport and even ride Pokemon in places like the Alola region, and are said to be among the best of their kind, as they rarely ask for anything much for their hard work, and are so placid that there is almost no chance of them ever abandoning their riders, even if they are put in danger and need to escape. The limited numbers they are found within in the wild has made it difficult to study them, but the recent surge in population numbers has helped this immensely, as has attempts by groups like Silphco to bring them back to prominence. And while the sad siren song they sing in the evening to find others of their kind when lonely might make them sad to interact with, they are still kind entities that will gladly be a friend and ally to anyone that needs them and takes good care of them, and in turn are great partners for those looking to explore the waters of the world in search of adventure and companionship. Though many might say that they are too kind for their own good, Lapras are hardy beasts that can definitely fight back hard when seriously confronted and make themselves a threat to anyone that underestimates them. With access to some of the best attacks of their types and a nasty mix of paralysis and confusion-inducing moves at their disposal, it can definitely be said that Lapras are among the strongest of their types and can more than make an impact in a fight if they are allowed to do so. Just do yourself a favor and, if you decide to take one of these creatures out for a spin, you are respectful towards them and treat them properly. They might not lash out directly, but Lapras do still have a sense of humor and won't mind leaving you stranded on some sandbar or island for a short while to teach you a playful lesson that you should make sure to never forget. Thank you all for watching this video. It is always an honor to be able to speak with you all on the subject of Pokemon in a way that brings me great joy and happiness in my work. If you would like to keep tabs on past and future work, click that subscribe button, check out my work on DeviantArt, and don't be shy about following me on Twitter, where you can find pertinent announcements on upcoming work before it is officially posted. Links to both can be found in the video description. If you would like to support my work and help Miguel and I continue to produce more content for you and improve upon our presentation, please visit us at my Patreon page, which you can also find a link to in the video description. With that, I thank you for watching and I wish you well.